back on Get Up into the NFL, where Tua Tagovailoa spoke to the media yesterday for the first time since signing with the Falcons on a veteran minimum contract 2 weeks ago. Atlanta plans on having him compete with Michael Penix for the QB1 job less than a year after Penix lost the starting job to injury, and Tua lost the starting job with the Dolphins. Tua says he welcomes the competition.
You're either a competitor or you're not. You just don't go from being a competitor to, let me just relax a little bit. I just don't think that's how it works. You're either a competitor or you're not. And so I embrace the competition. I'm excited to work alongside with Mike, and I'm excited to work, with the team, with the guys. I think it's going to be fun this year.
In case you're wondering why are we showing you a FaceTime conversation with Tua Tagovailoa, it's because that's how the Falcons chose to introduce him to their media. You've covered a million of these press conferences.
A little different.
That was an unusual way of going about it, right?
A little different, chill sort of vibe.
Cost efficient.
But again, maybe he's on vacation.
But you can choose to introduce him anytime you want to, right, Mike? This jumped off the page at me.
Without question, as Pete McConville mentioned this morning, like if you're rolling out your starting quarterback, you're not doing it on the terrace of a balcony. You're having him in front of your media. Like, look at it. That's like sort of like day one install for the PR department.
Right. So that all of that being what it is, I don't want it to take away from the take I was going to give Orlovsky this morning. Are you ready? You tell me what you think. I was ready to say Tua Tagovailoa's days as a starting quarterback in the National Football League are over. And then he landed in Atlanta. And as I sit back and I look at the situation, I look at the weapons he has around him, I look at him playing in the dome, playing in the division where there really isn't any weather factor, and the champion of the division last year was under 500. And I said to myself, if he's going to have a resurrection, if he's going to be the next Baker and Darnold and whatever else it is, he landed in the perfect spot to do it. What do you think?
I agree, landing in a great spot. He's got till November to prove it. I firmly believe that Atlanta is in this with the new regime, Matt Ryan and Kevin Stefanski. You get till November, if you're Tua, to prove that you can be at least in the conversation for the future as their starting quarterback. Because we have to put into context, one, Atlanta has had bad quarterback play for about 3 years. And they're way too talented of a football team to continue to be held back by that. If you're Atlanta and you get to middle of November and Tua's playing good, not great, but good, you have to, one, if you're to approve that you could be unquestionably healthy for the whole season. Two, play at a ridiculously high level for Atlanta not to be thinking who's the starting quarterback in 2027. That's just the reality because of the health injuries and concerns of both him and Michael Penix and the up and down play that we've seen over the past year.
Greedy, I agree with you. Like the sense of urgency for Tua is right now. The rest of my career, this is a massive.
But it's on Tua now.
Yeah, it is. It's a massive inflection point. You could be a starter with, as you mentioned, incredible weapons, a great offensive line, a really good play caller, or you may just be, a journeyman.
Can I just ask?
Go.
Was there not a sense of urgency in Miami? Did one not exist in Miami for him as well? So
some people have said maybe not.
But as the competitor, I'm the starting quarterback. This is my team. Miami at points had talent on its roster, right? Yeah. So this is a golden opportunity for Tua, but the jury's still out. Like, could this be great? Yes.
I just think there's a greater line that he and or Michael Penix have to get over for them to truly be the long-term person there. Because of the injury history and because of we've seen Tua was a very different player last year. Tua has always been this player that played with great anticipation and outstanding ball placement and this urgency and aggression. He wasn't that type of player last year. And so the question is, can he become that player again, and can he be healthy? If you're Kevin Stefanski and you're Matt Ryan and you don't see this version of him that you saw in 2023 over the course of 17 weeks, I think it's really hard to sit there and go, we're going to once again dump a ton of money and our future back into you. I think that's right.
No, I totally agree.
It's a big bar to be met.
And let's give Atlanta a ton of credit. You don't know what you have in Michael Penix because, unfortunately, injuries have been an issue going back to Indiana. And now with Tua at $1.3 million, this is only upside. So in year one of a program, I give them a lot of credit. And he's a high variance player because if he plays well, this could be his job for several years.
Indeed.
That's the point. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I mean, again, I thought it was over. I was willing to say he's never going to get this shot again.
It's a great spot.
When
to your
I look
point,
where
it's
he
a great
lands.
spot for him.
Yeah. If it's going to happen, I think he's in the perfect spot for it to happen. Much more football as we go, but I want to get to the NBA.
Where we are less than a month away from the 2026 NFL Draft. Latest mock from Mel Kiper Jr. Fernando Mendoza projected to go #1 overall to the Raiders. Makes a lot of sense. Guy won the Heisman Trophy and a national championship with Indiana. Pretty good bullets on the resume. Most people consider him the top QB prospect in the draft for those very reasons. Most people, that is. Not everybody.
I think Ty Simpson is QB1. I think Ty Simpson is the best quarterback in this class. I think when you look at the body of work and what was asked of these two quarterbacks, you have to start with the question, who needed to do more to carry their football team to play well? Ty Simpson, and it's not close between those two quarterbacks.
Fernando Mendoza's at 1 on my board. Ty Simpson's at 25. You say, why? Fernando Mendoza's nearly 4 inches taller than Ty Simpson, 25 pounds heavier, 35 starts compared to 15, which is a risky, dangerous number for Ty. Then you think about 72% completion percentage to 64, right? 7 rushing touchdowns to 2. And the fact that he had 5 fumbles over a 7-game period, Ty Simpson, 5 fumbles lost, 6 total for the year.
All right, the man who made the claim that QB1 is Ty Simpson in this NFL draft joining us now. He's NFL analyst and former NFL quarterback Dan Orlovsky. So, Dan, we heard you kind of start to defend yourself in that soundbite there, but expand on it. After watching the tape of both these prospects, why is it that Simpson is your QB1?
Yeah, I just think it's a tape versus traits thing, Ty. Like, the tape for Ty Simpson, when I watch it, there's just so many examples of him making NFL throws on NFL time, double post in the red zone. You have to play on time, and the ball's got to be put on the receiver's face mask. That's big time. That's NFL coverage windows right there. And then the ability to operate at the line of scrimmage, know what the answer is to the problem. He sees pressure off of his right. Watch him. He's going to change the play at the line of scrimmage now. Now pay attention to Georgia defensively. They're then going to change their defense. And now Ty Simpson's like, okay, perfect. I'm going to throw an out route to the bottom of the screen. They're playing man coverage at 3rd and 5. He's going to once again change the play. This is control, ownership at the line. The thing is, pay attention to Georgia. They're now then going to change their defense as well. I mentioned he wanted to throw a little out route at the bottom of the screen. But Georgia's not playing man anymore. They're playing zone defense. Safety goes to the half of the field. The corner's going to sit right there. If he throws the out route, it's an interception. He has to then once again read the defense, change on the fly, and rip the whole shot. I just think that's an example of how really good quarterbacks in the NFL have to play, and he does that. And so I think Fernando Mendoza is a good player. I just think the tape for Ty Simpson is better.
Yeah, and I think it's fair to point out that Dak Prescott, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, few, if any, consider them the best QB in their class. So, you know, different strokes for different folks. Tell McAfee to punt a football. By the way.
How about Phil Yates? He dropped his latest mock draft yesterday morning. He has 4 Ohio State players going consecutively at picks 3 through 6. Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs, and Carnell Tate. So, Dan, which of these players do you expect will have the biggest immediate impact at the next level in the NFL?
Yeah, Caleb Downs, I'll start with him. I just believe right now defensively in the NFL, versatility is a really big deal. From an offensive perspective, when you have a defensive player that can kind of do everything that he does, it's just difficult to game plan. Where are they? How can we create matchups away from him? He's outstanding as a tackler. He's physical at the point of contact. He can play 10 out of 11 positions on the defensive side of the football, and he's just unbelievably versatile. Think Kyle Hamilton from the Baltimore Ravens, and then I'll go Carnell Tate as a wide receiver. I do think it's fair to question, can he carry the load as that #1 wide receiver? Because Jeremiah Smith, who's going to be a top 2 or 3 pick next year, was opposite him. He's got a little George Pickens to me. This long, rangy, go get the ball while it's in the air athlete. He doesn't necessarily completely run by people, but I look at the New York Giants at 5, maybe the Washington Commanders, the New Orleans Saints, and the ability to put a player out there and just for a confident quarterback or confidence from a quarterback, I trust this guy to go find the football in the air and make a play on it. I think those two players have the chance to be pretty impactful early on.